Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Reese number M323C. This is a door sweep with a neoprene insert. This door sweep is probably among the absolute most common profiles of door sweeps that you'll see, in the sense that it is a commercial caliber, well upgraded from standard, very universal in its application type door sweep, available in 4 different finishes, lots of different lengths, and incredibly effective at doing its job. So this is a piece of closed cell neoprene. This closed cell neoprene is what you would encounter in car tires, and it's what you would encounter in a diving suit. So closed cell neoprene will be exceptional at preventing water intrusion versus an open cell neoprene, which would be appropriate for the attenuation of sound transfer, is where you'd use that. Neoprene is going to be a bit more, it's going to be noticeably more rigid than a bristle or a vinyl or a polyurethane or a silicone type sweep. But where you're going to use this is where you need a confluence of good water intrusion protection, heavy-duty use volume on a door, or maybe you're going to use it on a door that requires the first criteria and incredibly low volume on the second criteria. Its only downside is that it's more rigid than other sweeps, meaning when you install this, you have to be mindful to get the sweep installed so that you have a confluence of seal, but the door still operating correctly, meaning if there's a door closer, that the door can actually get closed and latched, especially if it's a fire-rated door, because both of those requirements must be met. I like to use a neoprene sweep in the instances where you have, think of a big box store. The back of the 100,000 square foot building is 3 or 4 pairs of emergency exit doors that are never used. In the absence of an emergency, I should say, they're never used. Northern climate, or southern climate for that matter, you can keep out water and scorpions the same way. Not used very often. Exterior wall, so not necessarily required to be fire rated, meaning if those doors are used, there's an emergency, but you want them closed up tight to keep the water and the elements out. Could be a great application for a neoprene sweep. I would probably not be prone to use it in an application where I had a sill that was really towed in or out, because I have no ability to tailor or adjust that door sweep on the face of the door at all. So I might look for a bristle, or I might look for a polyurethane from Reese, which is an exceptional thin-walled product that will be more flexible and highly abrasion resistant, certainly much more than neoprene. So pick your spots in terms of where you're going to use neoprene. Available in the site in the A finish for mill aluminum, the C finish, which is seen here, which is clear anodized, D for dark bronze, my personal favorite of all dark bronze anodized finishes from all manufacturers. Then you're going to have G for gold, for a gold anodized finish. There's an image down below this video that will show you the dimensional properties of this item, and you can see from that this is an 1.75 inch overall height. You'll have a 1/2 inch of exposed neoprene, perfectly suited for hollow metal door installations where you've got a 3/4 undercut, quarter, or more likely a 1/2 inch threshold, and you need to seal that last 1/4 inch. Okay. One detail that I like a lot about the Reese product line is, and you can see it in the image. It's hard to see, at least for me, but there is, right at the end of at the tip of my finger where the aluminum is, a small, and you can't see it on the camera, but a small arrowhead point that bites into the neoprene, so that when you tighten that screw down, you're really pinching the neoprene onto the aluminum very effectively well. Okay, that's a feature that you get not from every manufacturer, I should say. There's an adhesive that holds this onto the back of the aluminum holder. That's typical and normal. And when you run your screws, which are included in a complementary finish, your installation will be considered permanent at that point. Available in lots of different lengths, everything from 2 foot to 8 foot. If you have need for lengths longer than 8 foot, which may not be unusual, by all means reach out to us. We'll be happy to quote it. The reason we have to quote it is because the cost to ship something longer than 8 foot is generally an obstacle. If you need one piece, it's hard to justify the common carrier cost to ship something longer than 8 foot because it can't go parcel or package service. But if you needed 50 of them at 12 foot, the cost of that freight's going to be divided out pretty well. Nothing to be worried about. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to send the material out at. If you had to take this 3 foot piece and cut it down to say 32 inch or even 30 inch perhaps, you'll eliminate that slotted hole that's there. Then the next one's all the way over here. You want that slotted hole there because it will allow you to tailor that sweep onto the door to contend with that sill that's not level, or maybe the door that's towed in or out or not exactly plumb. And to also compensate for a misdrilled hole when you're drilling the hole through the door, whether it be steel, aluminum, fiberglass, wood, stainless, bronze, whatever you're going into. That drill bit might walk a little bit before it pierces in, and having that slotted hole there will help compensate for some errors that may come up with drilling that hole, or maybe even a misdrilled hole where you've tried to run the screw in and then you rip the head of the screw off. So that slotted hole is handy. Speaking from experience. There's a link below this video to the product brochure that will allow you to review not only all the other door sweeps that are related to this, but different shapes with different inserts. Some vinyl. I would avoid vinyl unless cost was the most important component of the door sweep. And if cost was the most important component, you may not be considering Reese. And what I mean by that is quality. Their quality is the highest from weather stripping companies. They have a reference to polyurethane there. I mentioned that earlier. Very thin material, but highly abrasion resistant. How outrageously so. Some vinyl material there that with a snap cover. A snap cover is nice if you want to conceal the head of the screws. And then finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Reese products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog where you can pull up not only Reese door sweeps, but their perimeter gasketing, their thresholds, their sound attenuation material, STC rated gasketing. I'm partial to Reese. It's because of a confluence of exceptional customer service, industry-leading ship times, value, quality, and the ability to occasionally pull the proverbial rabbit from hat scenario, unfortunately too common in the construction industry. I seek ways to always improve the amount of business I can send Reese's way because their material is what I would personally use. Not exclusively, but they are at the top of my list. If you have any questions on the Reese M323C door sweep or any other Reese product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.